And real estate is the OG of the subscription base.
You think it still is?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, especially if you're going to be an American. Because like you could make money online, of course, but in real estate, I'm getting paid monthly at a profit. I'm depreciating the property against my taxes, not only against that property, but if there's any depreciation left over, I can put it against the income I make in the construction business or anywhere else. And the rents are going to constantly go up. And a couple of years, I'm going to refinance out of the interest rate. So my cost of money is going to go down, which is going to make my cash flow even more. And if you play it right with either 1031 exchanges or you pull loans against your equity in the property, you don't have to pay taxes. Like, so I could sell a property, right? But I know capital gains, which would force me to use a 1031 exchange to buy a bigger property, like property, or I could just borrow against it and die. They call it the buy, borrow, die method, and then trust it off to my kids where they don't have to pay taxes on it. All legal tax code, things that Trump doesn't want to share, or the norm, like the guys that are, you know, doing their stuff at a high level don't want to share, but there are major benefits to real estate. It's a real asset. They can't print an apartment building. So for that reason, I think it's a hedge against inflation in a lot of ways. In fact, as the market inflates, so does rents. And so an asset that you own inflates in value, all while getting depreciated out. It's a really beautiful thing that they've set up. And a lot of governments do it. If anybody is interested in that, Tom Real White has a book called Tax-Free Wealth. It's a really, really good book. It's in the Rich Dad group of books, the whole Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki stuff.
Do you feel like it's something you need to have a bit of money behind you for you to go into it?
You could raise it. You could. Or you could start small and build up. I was a guy that would watch Grant Cardone quite a bit, you know, in my early 30s. And I kind of agree with him on the whole, you know, don't buy it unless it's 16 or more. Like the first apartment building we bought was 64 units. The next one was 21. This next one we're buying now is 60. And the one we're buying after that, we have it locked in an agreement is another 40. So I got to get to counting. Might be more than 160. But the reason I like that and the reason I believe that is because I noticed when I was building metal buildings that the smaller buildings were actually harder to make money on because it's all the startup and the getting the materials and getting checked into the hotel rooms and making sure the guys get acquainted to the panel types and that we're doing it all the startup meetings and everything. But once they got going, we could really start clipping off the bigger the building, the better the profit was. Mm-hmm. And with these single family, like I had single family houses and I had a duplex. Well, it's like, if a person moves out of one of those units in that duplex, I was making, let's say $300 a month all year. And then I, boom, quickly lose that whole profit. They could be in there all year and move out and I lose them for 3 months and all the profit would be gone because I'd be paying the mortgage and nobody would be paying the mortgage plus a little bit of margin on top of it. But on the 64, if I got 5 people missing, we're still cash flowing. Mm. So in that regard, I do think doing the bigger deal is better. And so for that reason, you'd either have to have your own money or you'd have to raise capital. So I think anybody could do it. It would just take a lot of trust for somebody new to get money from someone and it not be yours. And I like putting money in my deals.